Welcome to Separation Sunday on Curly Carbocation. If you like short-form chemical engineering content, please subscribe and stay tuned. Last week, I talked about the McCabe-Thiele method when it comes to determining the number of steps in a distillation column. But right now, I want to talk about some preliminary steps before you can actually start drawing the graph. You have three operating lines to consider. Those three are the rectifying section operating line, the Q line operating line, and the stripping section operating line. If you watched my video from last week, I recommend drawing these lines in this order, rectifying, Q line, stripping, because of the equations. After reviewing my book and Wikipedia, it looked like the stripping section didn't have an equation, so we saved that for last since you just need to connect two dots together. The slope of the rectifying section's operating line is L over D plus L. You can also think of the slope as the reflux divided by the total leaving the condenser. L stands for what is getting refluxed back into the distillation column, whereas D is the distillate, which leaves the condenser and eventually goes to the customer. Now that is just to determine the slope. Go watch last week's video so that you know where to find the starting point. I highly recommend using a straight edge and something that is erasable. Up next for drawing is the Q line, which has to deal with the feed. The slope of the Q line is Q over Q minus 1. Again, please use a straight edge and something erasable when drawing this line. And just like with the rectifying section's operating line, watch last week's video to find where the starting point is of this line. Because once we've drawn the steps, this Q line's position helps us to determine which step gets the feed. Q stands for the mole fraction of the feed that is liquid. In simpler English, Q answers the question, how much of the feed stream is actually liquid? As a refresher, the stripping section refers to the bottom part of the distillation column, which produces the bottoms. Now there simply is no equation for this, you're just gonna play connect the dots. Those dots being the starting point, watch last week's video to find out where to start, and the intersection of both the Q line as well as the rectifying section's operating line. Two other lines that you need to consider which are not operating lines are the X equals Y line as well as the vapor-liquid equilibrium line. Hint, the X equals Y line contains all the starting points for each of the operating lines, keeping in mind that this is an extremely idealistic scenario. At least at my university, we called it a fudge factor to determine the actual number of steps in a column. If you like this video, please be sure to share this with someone who definitely needs it this semester. And I will see you all tomorrow in Molecule Monday. Bye guys!